Hey everyone. So what we're going to be working on today is looking at the structures and functions of the neuron. So this should be completed before class on October 16th. We are going to be looking at how neurons send signals to one another. So in order to do that, we need to know the parts of the neuron. So here's an image of the neuron. I don't draw it this way, but I know a lot of people really like the visual of what the neuron's going to look like. So this is a diagram of the neuron, but this is how I draw it, which is clearly different. So go ahead and take a minute to draw this, and you can just hit pause. So now that you have drawn this diagram of the neuron, what I would like to talk about are the specific structures and functions. So one thing to point out is that the neuron is only going to travel in one direction. So the message is going to go from the dendrites down the axon to the end bulbs. So again, it only travels in one direction. So let's look at the first structure, the dendrites. So this is the order in which the message is going to travel. So first is going to be the dendrites, and the dendrites are going to receive messages from other neurons or from sense receptors. So for example, if light hits our eye, that's going to be a sense receptor that is going to trigger a neural response. The next part is the soma or cell body. And the function of the cell body is to keep the cell healthy. It's the cell's life support center. And one thing I want to point out there is that the nucleus is located in the cell body. So the message is going to go from the dendrites through the cell body and then down the axon. The axon is going to be this part, okay? And the function of the axon is to send messages. So it's going to continue to send the neural message down the axon. You're going to notice these sheath here. Those are the myelin sheath, and they actually speed the neural message. So what's going to happen is the message is going to jump over the myelin sheath. And there are little nodes of Ranvier that are located here, but we don't need to know that for the AP test. And then finally, what we have are the end bulbs. Now, with the end bulbs, you could see these as terminal buttons, end buttons, axon terminals. There's a variety of different names that they're called. So just make sure that anything that seems like the end, okay, is going to be the end bulb. And the end bulbs contain neurotransmitters. So when I write out neurotransmitters, I always write NTs because it's 13 letters. So it wouldn't even fit at that part. So neurotransmitters. So what happens then is when the neural message gets to the end bulb, what's going to happen is it's going to release the neurotransmitters into the synapse, which we will look at in class on Tuesday.